This is breaking news.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I start, I have to offer my condolences. We have a person, an innocent victim, shot today out here that is now deceased. Okay? So good afternoon. I'm Assistant Chief Benjamin Gurley. I'm the commanding officer of Patrol Borough Bronx. The information I'm about to provide is subject to change and is preliminary. Today, at approximately 12:35 p.m., in the vicinity of 139 Street in Brook, two males got into a dispute. One male pulled out a firearm and fired multiple shots at the other. The intended target then ran towards 138 Street and fled up 138 Street. The shooter fled back towards 139 Street. Those bullets struck two innocent people standing out on the street. One victim, a female 34 years old, and another victim, 71 years old, just walking with her back turned to the incident, who fell on 138th Street in Brook with a bullet in her back. There's numerous calls in regards, numerous. There was a lot of people out here. As you can see, commercial area, people shopping, people going for food. If you look at the 4-row precinct and where we are, and we'll talk about this a little later, we see that we've had a couple of innocent bystanders shot within a couple of days. Exactly 3 shootings with 4 victims that were unintended targets. We believe that these shootings have a crew nexus to them, a gang nexus or crew nexus to them. We ask that anyone who may have seen what happened here today, please call out Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-577-TIPS. At this time, I would like to turn it over to the Bronx DA, the Honorable Darcel Clark.
Thank you, Chief Gurley. Good afternoon. Yes, my condolences goes out to those families who are suffering the loss of a loved one today, a 71-year-old woman, a senior from this community who was standing there minding her own business. This has got to stop. You're right. 4 victims in the last 3 days, shootings. That's bullets to skin. Enough is enough. This is happening in broad daylight. We need help. The police department is here. The DA's office is here. The borough president. This is our community. We own this community. We cannot allow this to continue to happen. So please help. Please help that family that's suffering that loss, the survivor. An 8-year-old boy that I had to visit in the hospital. Thank God he survived. A brave little young man, but getting off a school bus coming from home, people, we don't deserve this. We are on the Bronx, and we are better than this. So please help us make sure that we apprehend these people. Some have been apprehended, and we're working on that, and the investigations continue. And people need to know that we're not going to stop until people are held accountable for bringing this danger to our community. Thank you.
All right, we'll be able to take a couple of questions. Josh Einiger, ABC 7.
Thank you, Chief. You said there's a nexus to gang involvement activity in all 3 of these shootings. Are they connected? Is it the same people?
There's a possibility that 2 might be connected, but there's definitely a crew nexus to this.
All right. Anthony DiLorenzo, Pix 11.
Sir, anytime we see a burst or flare-up of violence in a specific precinct, I know you talked about in the past how you mobilize officers in these hotspots. What's being done now as a result of this week where you've had 4 innocent bystanders?
Well, we will be mobilizing more officers to the area. You will see an increase in foot posts. You're going to see lights with cars out here, cops standing on posts, cops walking up and down the streets. You'll see our critical response teams, our public safety teams, and our neighborhood safety teams. We're going to mobilize cops from the Bronx and outside of the Bronx to this location.
All right, Heather, News 12.
I had a similar question, but the shooters, are they any, you don't have any idea, like the age of maybe the teens that are doing these acts of violence?
Out of the 3 shootings, we have apprehensions on 2. This one today, we have no apprehension.
Is there a description of the 2 that are apprehended? Do you have any age range in them?
We have young men and women in their 20s and below.
Matt from 1010.
How many suspects do you think there are across these three shootings? And you just mentioned the apprehension that some of them, could they be connected to this one? Or how many suspects?
Well, there's multiple suspects. Just last night's shooting, we had 4. And the shooting of the 8-year-old, we had 2. Today we see 1, but there might be more people tied to it as we, lead our investigation further.
Kerry Burke, Daily News.
Which of the 2 shootings are connected?
We believe that last night's and today's.
All right, Alicia Reed, CBS.
You said for this one, is there a description for that shooter that we're looking for?
Yes, there's a male black in his 20s, dark color clothes that fled towards 139th Street. That's all we have at this time.
All right, we're going to take.
That's all we have at this time.
We're going to take 1 or 2 more. Anthony DiLorenzo.
What is the beef that these gangs are feuding over? Is it drugs or what?
Historical beef for the most part, territory, various things, just groups not getting along. In some instances, we see variations of instances that occurred with violence, and then we see some instances where there might be narcotics, but there's a gamut of things.
All right, our last question, Antoine.
For the DA, if I may, can you just talk? The chief is saying that they got guys. Can you talk more about the intensity of the prosecution of these individuals and of the person you're seeking now?
Well, we're investigating all of it. We have 2 in custody now. They're being processed. One has already been arraigned. The other one is waiting arraignment. And the case is being investigated and presented. We're working with the families. We're making sure that they have the resources that they need to continue to be safe and to continue to be able to be courageous and continue with the prosecution in the case. Because that's the biggest thing, is that we need the witnesses to come forward in order to help us solidify the charges that we have. There's, we have a lot of evidence, but we continue to investigate as we go forward as well.
All right, we have one more question on evidence. Bahar, NPR. Chief.
What evidence have you found at this shooting that will help with your investigation?
Yeah, we have numerous shell casings from a semi-automatic weapon strewn throughout the sidewalk that we recovered.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank you.
This is breaking news.